Welcome back to the Living the Dream podcast. I am Matthew.scoletti, motivational speaker and health coach, and it is go time today with our topic, do not settle. Do not settle. I'm jumping right into this. Why shouldn't you settle? Here's why. Everybody, this is my belief, might be your belief too. Everybody on this planet, you, me, the person sitting next to you, your friend, are an amazing human being, and you're here for a purpose. Period. End of story. If you were not here for a purpose, you would not be here. You are here. You are alive, and you are here for a bigger reason other than just yourself. You're going to do some amazing things. You have that potential deep down inside of you. It's just a matter of extracting that potential and not settling for where you are in your life right now. I am not saying to not be happy with where you are. Absolutely be happy and be grateful and be thankful for where you are in your life, 1000%. But if we don't strive for more, we will always be the same, which actually means we'll be going backwards. There's two ways to go. You're either improving your life, you're on a personal, professional growth journey where you're leveling up your life, or you're going in reverse. That's it. It's one or the other, and I'm here to help you go the right way, the growth way. You must realize that you are a complete badass. You are. I know you are. First off, I know you are because you would not have clicked on this episode if you weren't. You want to get better. You want to not settle. That's why you clicked on this. It's a sign you will not settle in a certain area of your life the second this podcast ends. I promise you it's going to happen. You can do it. I have faith. I believe in you. Do you believe in you? You are a badass. You have so much potential in you. You are going to live a life that is going to inspire and motivate generations to come. I believe it. Let's see if you believe it. Think about this. Have you ever had a setback and you let that one setback define you? You settled. Have you ever had this happen? Ready? Here's one of mine. I'll get into another one in a second. I gave a speech. I told this on a podcast like a year ago in 5th grade in front of our whole school, 200 plus people, let's say. 5th grade, I gave a speech. It was 5 sentences long. I nailed the first 4 sentences, then blanked out, forgot my 5th sentence. I stood in front of the whole school with a blank stare on my face and just uttering, humiliating and embarrassing. Why do I tell you the story? Because I settled, because I used that one experience in 5th grade to define me for at least a decade and a half, 15 years. I do not want that to happen to you. I'm not saying it has to happen in the area of giving a speech, but in any area of your life. I don't want you to settle because you're worth more. That's why. If I did not think you were worth more, I'd tell you to settle. I'd say stay where you are. You're way ahead of where you should be. Just stay where you're at right now. There's no need to try to grow. No, I care. And I know you care because you're listening to this episode. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been dating somebody, maybe in the past, if you're married now, you can think about it. You ever been dating somebody and he or she is not perfect. They're just sort of, but you're scared that the next one will be worse than the one you're currently dating. So you stay with the person, even though you know deep down in your gut and in your heart and in your soul, it's not the right person for you. You know it. And you stay with it because you think the unknown, that next person, or being single even, maybe being single is the worst thing in the world, right? Let me tell you this. There's only one relationship. There's only one for all of us. There's only one relationship that you are going to spend every waking moment of your life with, and that's you. You spend every waking moment with you. You're the only one that can say that. Not your spouse, not your mom, not your dad, not your grandparents, not your son, not your daughter. Just you spend every waking moment with you. You're the only one inside of this head. So we got to get you to start loving that person. Or if you already love them, keep loving them more and more. Love on them more and more. Okay. Let me ask you this. Talked about some examples, but let's get into some higher level. Where are you currently settling in your life? Please truly think about this, because these questions that you ask yourself could be the beginning of a massive change. It could be the beginning of a small change, but it helps you in a big way. Where are you settling in your life? And if you want me to give you some thoughts or ideas, you could think about the different areas of life, such as your health, your job or your career, your relationships. I'm not saying it has to be with your spouse, but it could be with a friend or two. I often do this when I give live speeches. I have people look at their phone and look at the last 3 people they texted with. You can go up to 5 if you want, but 3 to 5 people. And think about the way you felt when there was that exchange happening. And if there's a consistent theme of you are always hearing negativity and people bringing you down and saying your dreams, just get off that bandwagon, stop dreaming big, that's stupid. You may need to readjust who you're hanging around. Do not settle for your friends either. I think this is a huge deal. I think it's a tough topic because I'm sure a lot of you, including myself, if you've been friends with somebody for 10, 20, 30 years, that's probably tough to fade out of that friendship. If you feel it's right for you, though, you need to make a change. If you're trying to grow and a really good friend wants no growth, there's going to be a struggle. And one of 2 things is going to happen. Most likely one of 2 things. Either you're going to stay friends with a person and they're going to just keep pulling you down without even necessarily trying, pulling you down to their level, or you break free of the level and you probably have a little bit less of a relationship with that individual. That's typically the only 2 things that happen in what I've seen over the last decade or so. Where are you settling? Where are you settling in your life? Where I settled in my life for about a decade was with alcohol. And I'm going to tell you just a quick story. I said this to myself over and over again. Here's what I used to do before a family function, before I was hosting people for a poker night. We used to do a poker night almost once a week. I would be at least 4 to 5 shots of alcohol, vodka, whatever, in before people showed up. So that way it was like, while they're there, I only had 2 or 3 drinks, but it was because I was already buzzed out of my mind and messed up already. So I thought I could play it off that not a lot of people knew how much I was drinking because I was already a little drunk before they got there. And my mindset, what I would say to myself is this. I kid you not. It's painful for me to say, but I have to tell you because I think it relates to all this. My self-talk was this. Well, I mean, I guess that's just my life. You know, I guess I'm just going to have 3 to 5 drinks before I hang out in any social situation. I guess I used to drink alcohol before I was a lector in church, before I read the good book. I mean, it's seriously, it'll get me choked up because I have a tough time talking about that because I just can't believe I did that, but it did happen. And I thought, well, I'll just have 3 shots every time before I go speak in church. Man, I can't believe I did that. But that's where I settled. I settled to the point where I said, this is just what my life is going to be. I actually did not think there was another way. Well, I'm sure you can tell me now, there was another way. I wish I knew it sooner, but at the same time, my pain, I can tell the story to help others not go through that same pain. Now, here's the challenge to you. Here's the challenge. I'm going to give you 5 different areas of life. You can switch in or out any of these areas. I have done this in so many live speeches, and I've got a lot of great feedback. You're going to take 5 different areas of your life. I'll throw out 5 and see if you like them, or you can switch one or the other. Here they are. Your job or career, that's one. Your friends or your relationship, that's 2. Your health is 3. Your finances is 4. And fun, which you know me and you know I love my fun, is number 5. You write these 5 down on a piece of paper. Job, friends, health, finances, fun. Write them straight down. And then next to these, on a scale of 1 to 10, write down where you are with your happiness, with your growth, where like friends or relationships. Do you have friends that are helping you grow, that are lifting you up, that are rooting for you? Or do you have a lot of Debbie Downers? And then here's the challenge. Find the lowest number and see if you can get one number up from there. Maybe you have something that's a 3. Maybe it's your health. Maybe your health is a 3. What are the steps to take to get to a 4 or 5? Instead of, here's the opposite of that, is beating yourself up because you're a 3. Do not ask yourself this, why am I a 3? Because you're going to get answers that are disempowering. You're going to think, I'm a 3 because I eat like a slob, because I sleep in, that my habits are horrible, because I don't know what no, we don't need that. Instead, ask, how do I get to a 5? I can work out 3 times a week to start. I can start eating a healthier breakfast. I'm just going to focus on breakfast first, and then I'm going to slowly creep my way up into lunch and dinner, making all of them healthier. Figure out which one out of these 5. And again, you can add in a different area of your life if you feel there's somewhere else that you want to level up your life. But basically, the number that gets the lowest ranking, and you could work on all of them, but I'm such a big believer of single focus on this one for a month, 2 months, 6 months, and then move on to the next one. Whichever one has the lowest number is typically the one that you're settling. You're settling. If your job is a 2, 3, 4, you may have settled for that job. Maybe there's a different way you can look at the current job, but also maybe you're just in the wrong field. You're in the wrong business. You're with the wrong company. Same goes for fun. If your fun is a 2 or a 3, you're settling. You're not having enough fun in this world. I'm sure you'll agree with me. If you have all the money in the world and you work hard at your job and you have a wife and kids and you have no fun, to me, that is not success. I don't know how you define it, but to me, there's got to be fun in there in order to be successful, period, done, end of story. There's got to be laughter. There's got to be silliness. There's got to be sled riding and tubing and riding waves and just doing some crazy, wild, childlike fun, right? Or just laughing. Watch a silly movie, put on Dumb and Dumber and laugh your face off. Whatever it is, that's the challenge. Put down 5 areas. Scale 1 to 10, whichever one gets the lowest number, I want you to focus on that first and see what it's going to take to get you up a level. And then watch some magic happen. Once you come up with those habits, it's going to take you to level up. Then you implement those habits, and then you watch life change slowly for the better. You got this. I love you. We will see you in 1 week, my friends.